Good morning. It's quite cold this morning. Yesterday we had such a fantastic day. Oh my goodness me. Lightning that actually struck the ground. So I've never seen anything like it. And hailstones. 9:20 and it's Saturday. And I thought to myself, I took a couple of little videos and I might just put them up as, you know, things to look at that last a few minutes. So, anyway, we're on that Saturday, that kind of midpoint between Christmas and New Year. And because I grew up in a household where my father was Scottish, the New Year was equally important as Christmas when I was growing up. And in England at that particular time, New Year didn't seem to be a thing that was really particularly celebrated. It was actually seen to be something that the Scots did, the hogmanay. But anyway, New Year is kind of the only thing really, when I spoke to friends when I was growing up about New Year, was that they would make New Year's resolutions. They didn't kind of have the piper coming, they didn't do first footing with coal, have steak pie and clooty dumpling, and watch when the television actually came. It was a shame because my Uncle Jim and my grandmother both played the dulcimer. Dulcimer is an incredible instrument. It's almost like the insides of a piano in a shape that it's not a parallelogram. It's that other shape where the top side might be sort of 14 inches and the bottom side might be 20 inches. And it kind of goes into an oblong that's shorter at the top. What is that called? A trapezium? You see, all those years in school and I can't even remember. My goodness, you know, now I need that information. Where is it? Anyway, so they would play the dulcimer and it used to be lovely. My Uncle Jim was one of those people who played by ear. I also think he was would have worn the autistic label. He never married, he never had children, he was a very quiet man, and just used to play music to himself all the time. And he was down the pits and then studied to become an electrician. Anyway, I can recall only like 2 conversations I ever really had in my life with him, and one of them was after I'd married for the first time. Anyway, that's my dad's brother. So, but the thing about New Year that the English friends I had did was they would make New Year's resolutions. So I guess it's that kind of time when people are kind of thinking, right, let's make a New Year's resolution. And most people make resolutions that they'll keep for like 3 days, so I never really saw the point in them really. I thought, you know, get a bit of Scots in you, you know, have the pipe, the coal, the foot. And me and my kids used to do it. Yeah, I used to take them on a conga and get as many of the people in as I could and go first footing in our street. And people seemed to enjoy it even though they hadn't got a clue really what it was about. But these New Year's resolutions, generally they're things that people really think, yes, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. And then they actually stop or forget about it by day 3 or 4. But I was thinking this year I might actually do it. And I think the way to do it is to make it smart. Which, this goes back to my days as a troubleshooter. But basically, SMART means specific, measured, achievable, realistic and timed. And it's a very, very good way to plan. Because the worst thing we can actually do to ourselves is to give ourselves a task that we know we are not going to be able to achieve. Yep. Because all that does is to reinforce all those negative layers you have within about yourself. Like, you never get anything done, you never finish anything, why do you start things? And he says, whoopee! You know, oh, he set his sights too high. We knew he'd never do it. It's horrible, but this is what actually goes on. So it's to kind of make a resolution that is actually worth pursuing, not something that, you know, I don't know, like me kind of saying, although I don't actually believe that anything's impossible. So, but achievable is a different thing. It may well be possible, but can you achieve it? You know, that's all to do with you as a human being and the belief systems you have and the way you've been programmed and the support networks that you have around you. Because if you have people around you who say you always fail, then of course you always will. So anyway, I'm thinking of having a New Year's resolution this year, but I really want to think about it and take it seriously and make it into something that I will later on down the line be able to celebrate my success and achievement of. Yep. And I think this is an important thing to do with children as well, and older people. You know, I have noticed that when my mother has been staying with me sort of over the Christmas period, you know, popping in or whatever, and I have things to do, I know that my mum would really love to help me. And I kind of just say, no, it's all right, you sit down. You know, and there are tasks that I could give which would make my mum feel 100% better. So sometimes in trying to fix everything and do everything for everybody else, we're actually being rather selfish, because we are not saying and looking at them as a valuable being and saying, well, you know, I need to give them some kind of task that is beneficial for me and that I will be grateful and happy for, but also that they can achieve. And yeah, so I think I'm going to say hello. Shall I say hello? Hello. This is my new hat. Do you like it? Yeah. My new hat from Iran. Which is very nice. Yep. The other one, which we'd had for 10 years, Mustafa and I shared it. I used to wear it on Orgasmic. Do you know, bless it, all fell to pieces. So, we got new fur hats from Iran. One each this time. So that's great. Although I didn't mind sharing at all. It's a lovely day, isn't it? An absolutely beautiful day. And I have been thinking of the review of the year, and I shall be doing that as well, because, you know, we often look back and think, oh God, what a year, or I can't wait for the end of this year because it's just been so awful or whatever. And I think it's about actually looking back at all the achievements, because we achieve things in very small chunks most of the time. And then we don't even see them as an achievement because it was such a small thing. But our life is actually full of small things. Yes, small things that can add up to one huge mammoth thing. If only we do it in small bits. And I think this is kind of a message that's really coming home to me today, or not today, it's over this period, is that things don't need to happen in great big jumps. You know, it doesn't have to be like that tomorrow I'm going to go and climb Snowdon because I've done everything I need to do with my chest and it's a success and I have, you know, achieved the impossible and turned the lung age of 86 into a lung age of 62 or 54 or even 18. No, I appreciate that it is small things, regular little things that I do every day that will actually make that big mammoth achievement. There's the train. Virgin train. You know, it's really funny because Richard Branson obviously chose that name, Virgin, as something that was kind of risque and going to shock people. And really, he's minimised it. Yeah. Used to be such a, you know, a precious word. Virgin, we're on virgin territory. You know, virgin soil, virgin olive oil. I'm a virgin. You know, all this word was such an important and powerful word. Now it's just about things that fly down lines. You know, it's a virgin train. Doesn't mean anything anymore. Richard Branson, what do I think of him? I don't really know him, so I only know kind of his stage presence, if you like. What we've all been led to believe about the man. Yeah. I had a wonderful day the other day. I was going to London. I told you about it on my last video. And not London, I was going down the motorway to pick up some stock from the shop. And our van broke down. Yes, indeed it did. It just, I just pulled over onto the hard shoulder. And the weirdest thing was, well, nothing's really weird, is it? But I'd taken a book with me, and I can remember thinking when, you know, I was getting my bits and bobs ready, I thought, why are you taking a book? But because I had it in my hand, I thought, pop it in the bag. It's obviously meant to be there with you. So, you know, if you do things like that, just do it. Just go with it. Don't kind of deliberate too much. So I just put it into my bag and off we went. And of course, when the car broke down, it was great because I could go and stand down the bank. Because you shouldn't stay in your vehicle, you know. I mean, why? I don't know. Because surely if you're hit by another vehicle, it's going to be better than if the vehicle hits you and you're not in your... But, you know, I don't understand. Maybe there's some other very significant thing that I've missed. So, anyway. Yeah. And we waited to be rescued. And it was wonderful. My staff talked to all his relatives and I read another chapter of the book. And it's a book by O.S.H.O. I don't know if his name's Osho or what, but he's a guy that I've only just started reading recently. I've read 2 of his books. And the guy who came to rescue us, well, what a time I had talking to him. Absolutely marvellous. Ex-military, had been to Afghanistan and Iraq, and was wide awake. Brilliant. I had a fantastic conversation with him. We discussed chemtrails, Saddam Hussein, the Navy SEALs, who, you know, were the ones who caught Osama. The fact that the president isn't really a Barack Obama. You know, different levels of prisons in this country that we know nothing about, and about how dumbed down we all are. It was absolutely fantastic. And he says, you know, that this is new territory to him, really. Well, it is to us all, isn't it? But I looked at the book I had and I thought, you know, this guy's just had a baby. He's become a father 5 weeks ago, and I thought to myself this would be a really good book for him to read, because Osho, or however you say this name, he talks about how everybody wants a bit of our children, and we don't even realise it. So I thought to myself, you know, he also talks about lines and borders, and so I gave that to him, and must have kind of said after we'd got home, you know, we had to leave the van, then we walked home and blah 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 at the garage, and we walked home, and Mustaf was like, what's all that about, do you think? And I said, well, obviously that guy needed the copy of that book, because life does work like that somehow. You see, this is what I wonder, why are these rocks here? Anyway, I've just been chuntering on, and I haven't really shown you anything. The water's a bit clearer now. Can you see it? Hi guys. Put that between my legs. There. Yeah. So I think I'm going to go and leave you all to it. Hopefully I shall be meeting Kit tomorrow here for a walk, which would be great. And of course Kit has been doing barefoot walking for quite a while, and is a barefoot walker 100% of the time, I think. So it's going to be great to have a little chat to him, and you know, find out a bit more about how and what made him get involved in this. And I guess that's it for today. So, New Year's resolutions. Don't just say something like, I'm going to lose 3 stone, or I'm going to end up at university, or whatever. You know, it's all small things. All small things. So, yeah, think of something smart, specific, measured, achievable, realistic and timed. And when you come up with whatever it is you think you'd like to do, just think about all of those points. And if you're doing it with your children or grandchildren, you know, we all want people to achieve the results they want. And sometimes we put a mountain in front of them, instead of just saying, let's get over this little bit first. Let's just take the first few steps, because they are the important ones. And if we can achieve those first few steps, then nothing will stop us. And yeah, keep looking up. And remember to enjoy life, live it. Because it is exactly why we are here. And for those people who sent me some personal messages, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was very nice to receive them and to hear your thoughts. And the only other thing I want to ask is Desire for Liberation. If you're still out there, did you ever get my letter? I posted it in November, and I just wondered if it ever got there. Okay, so I love you all, and I shall probably catch you tomorrow with Kit, hopefully. Yes. And remember, if you see the sun, allow it to just kiss your skin for a while. Right. So from Honey and Ebby, who are there, and my feet, which are cold and there, and the wonderful Wayne Bodywood, it's goodbye. And bye.